All right, people, can you let us know if you can see and hear us this time? Pretty please. And by people, I mean Vardy. I think you're the only one tuned in at the moment.
Cards.
Do we have sound? Do we have visual? Please let us know.
Oh, good. Yes, confirmation.
We've got it. Mm-hmm. Presuming you turned it off and back on again.
Vardy's the only one who's gone over his Crow season hangover. He's back.
Yeah, is it just him watching now? One person watching?
Probably. Oh,
not that many.
Hopefully no trolls.
Oh, they would have given up by now, surely.
Yeah, sorry, Naz. Might be delaying your call slightly due to this delayed start, but let's get on with it, shall we?
Vardy and Nuds and Nuss, I think.
Dream team.
Dream team.
That's for the women's. That's for the men's. Welcome to episode 134 of Here We Crow. We've had a little break. We needed it. We all had some mental breakdowns and whatnot.
My God, I needed it the most.
Yes.
We're sorry, very sorry.
I don't know why I'm here.
We apologise to the women's team for not giving them the coverage they deserve during this downtime.
Yeah, that's actually terrible of us. I apologise, frankly.
Oh, it's not just you, Lauren. I think a lot of us we're all burnt out by the men's season, unfortunately. So, but we're going to do the women a solid and finish on a high, I think, this year. And hopefully they do too. We'll get into that. They beat Sydney by 2 points yesterday. A fellow top 8 team. So that was good to see. We're going to talk about the men's and how they failed in the finals, and a bit about the grand final, a bit about delistings, a bit about trade news. There's plenty to talk about. But first, Ben, do you have some quizzy stuff for us?
I'm the stat man.
Someone knows where the button is.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously Dan's forgotten that the quiz is well and truly dead by now.
No. I was hoping it was coming back. I was trying to wish it into existence.
About 11 episodes or so. But I do have some stats. Player 134 was Ronnie Burns.
Oh,
yes.
Ronnie Burns.
There you go. So just the 20 games with us, 03 to 04, after playing 134 games with Geelong. We traded Ben Finnan for him.
Yes.
Finnan.
what a player.
Okay, I remember
Played
that name.
0 games with us and 0 games with them.
Joshy is all over it.
Oh,
Yep.
Josh.
Oh, there you go.
Awesome.
Welcome back, Josh.
23 goals in the 20 games he was with us. His best was kicking 5 against Carlton in round 12-03. So, but realistically, I think he's had more of a, in my memory, he's had a bigger impact on the club than maybe he's just 18 games and then 2 games in a season. But yeah, so it was only fleeting. Post-football moved back to the Northern Territory in Darwin, which is where he was originally from. I think he played some NTFL when he was back there, and work-wise he's done a fair bit of like Indigenous programs using football as a pathway to getting kids into education and opportunities. So,
Awesome.
so there you go.
Great.
Ronnie Burns. So interesting to me, 134. We've got 2 players who played 134 games, both ruckman in Sean Wren and Rhett Biglands.
Wow.
So how about that?
Oh, yeah, Joshy's on that too. Well done, Joshy.
With the impact.
All right. Well,
Sean,
I reckon we've got someone to if I ever carcass. We've got a replacement.
and Carcat you might. No.
I'm possibly closer than most of everyone else at the table.
No way, Ben. You're fit and healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hard to believe Sean Wren only played that many games given the impact he had on the club. But
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the knee injuries didn't help.
Knee injuries, and he finished at Hawthorn. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Trainer.
which is a shame.
Yeah.
Trainer.
Just kidding, Sean. We love you, mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's me done.
Very good.
Nice.
All right.
Thanks,
I think we're going to get into talking about the men's and whatnot. Yes. I don't know
Do
how
we have to
deep.
go back in time?
I don't think we want to go
No.
too deep. I mean, we've sort of had our our mental breakdown arc, and we're back somehow. All of us were.
Yeah.
Can I just get off my chest?
Yeah,
Please.
please
You
do.
know,
Go, Lauren.
I just think like it's just such a fizzer, isn't it? Like I wanted to be happy about the season. Obviously, the Isaac Rankin thing put a massive cloud over everything, which did not help the situation.
It felt like our season was cursed from that point onwards.
Yeah.
Really did. And, you know, we've talked enough about that. We don't need to go back into that. But where was the effort in those games? It really just felt like we were a completely different team and we did not belong there at all.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened.
I'm pretty sure it was flu and leprosy.
Leprosy.
Well,
Well, it's hard to take a contested mark with leprosy, and our numbers were way down.
It's true. It's an interesting angle.
Yeah, they won't report it though, Dan.
They won't. They definitely won't. They won't use it as an excuse.
You can't
No.
use it as an excuse, but I think it's fair enough.
I mean, I get, you know, if the flu really was, I mean, everyone has been crook around Adelaide. Like all of us have had it. It's pretty rough. And yet, you know, sure, I think it's an excuse to a point. But honestly, like they can't all have the flu. Not all 22 of them.
They're a very tight group. I
Go-
reckon there's
go
a chance
back-
they all did.
So the other thing that people,
Surely you can play through a flu.
well, the other thing people want to call out, obviously, is the Rankin thing and how that might have affected the mentality at the team. But if you go back before he got rubbed out, they were sort of struggling a little bit
Yeah.
form-wise with the West Coast game. They obviously beat Collingwood at home, which was great, but that ended up being our grand final.
I think what I was just hoping for is, and you know, I said it all through the year, is that there was lots of football to go, and you know, we should have been able to kind of build up to that point. And
Yeah.
we just did the complete opposite.
We had 6
Yeah.
weeks of going, oh, we're winning games, we're not playing very well, but at some stage it's going to come, and we never found that gear. So, yeah, it was
Definitely
concerning.
deflating end to the year.
It was.
Where do you think that puts us for next year? Like, what are the feelings here now? Are we like, oh God, we have to do that all again? That's how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Imagine that's how they're feeling.
I think the word apathetic came to mind for me. So,
Yeah.
After a year where you've done that well in the minor round, you know, if you'd think they'd have to do, you know, you almost can't see them doing that well again in the minor round, given they'll get a harder draw. And then it's like, do you trust them in finals? We're going to have to win a final for us to have that trust again.
Well, we're going to have to at least put in effort
Yeah.
in the final. Winning whatever. I mean, obviously we'd love to win one, but like I said, I just need to see that they're actually there for it. You know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
felt like they'd, you know, checked out.
Yeah.
I have a bit of a different perspective.
Please,
Please
share.
give it to us, Kate, because I need something.
Oh, and what you're saying is all very fair, and I don't know why, but I was very emotional in the moment, but pretty soon after the game I was fairly circumspect about it actually, and I think for me I do still believe that this is just the next step in the build and the journey for more sustained success. Like I still do have that hope. I heard actually, I don't know why I did this, but I listened like the next day to the callbacks from the night before on 5AA, and it was a Hawks supporter called in, and they weren't doing it to gloat. They were doing it to say, listen, really, last year we got into the finals and we lost our first final, and then the next against Port, they won one and lost one against Port, so they had a couple, and I think I've seen us as being behind the Hawks in our rebuild the whole time. Like I think we've had to come from further back, so I do feel like, you know, this year Hawks have done it. You know, they made it to a prelim. They had a harder draw than what they'd had the previous year, which is what we're going to have next year. You know, everything he was saying just really resonated with where we're at. So I do think it exposed some, you know, areas for improvement in our list, in our coaching strategies, etc. But, you know, I do think I do agree that there were extra things that put an added challenge in there for us. But yeah, I do truly think that we can progress from here. And I do think there's something to say about finals experience, which almost none of our team had. So, that's my perspective.
I think the other rebuild that we've mirrored is also Brisbane. You know, the now Dynasty Brisbane. They were straight sets champions as well for a couple of years. They were saying Fagan can't win a final, this and that, and then over time they've just found a way. I think we'll struggle to get the same number of father sons and academy players going forwards, but
indeed,
but still similar sort of thing where they brought in a lot of players to the club and recruited well. We've done a similar sort of a rebuild. I don't think we're headed towards dynasty status, but I think we've done it in a way that we should have success for a few years to come. And probably the big variable where we were very lucky this year, we may not have that going forwards, is the health of our list. So that's the sort of one area of luck that you need to really go well in a year. We're probably not where we can't probably cover it like Brisbane can in terms of having a few injuries and still being really good.
I don't know if anyone can cover it like Brisbane can at this point.
And the point to raise about that is for people, realistic Crows fans would know that we can't really contend at that level with the midfield that we've got versus the midfields like Brisbane, Geelong, Hawthorn. You know, we've got to improve that midfield. We've got the back line, we've got the forward line, we've got to improve the midfield delivery to the forward line.
I think we've got most of the midfield, we just don't quite finish it off. Yeah,
we need one or two pieces, missing pieces, so to speak. Maybe someone like a Petrarca or a Zach Bailey, someone like that.
And this is not my observation. I've heard it said. Obviously, I'm not this smart, but I think we could make up for that lack of sort of those holes in the midfield through the year with our gameplay. But finals footy and the kind of footy you have to play to win finals footy, I think it's really a lot harder to win in that way and compensate for that midfield. I think so. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, and I think one area we'd really lifted this year was our ability to spread from contest or contested areas and then run away with it. Whereas the two finals games, if we had the ball in a contested area, we would then handball it to someone else who was just under the same amount of pressure. So we're going back to 2024 styles. So I'm just competing with a bit of a buzz.
Oh, everything's off now.
Yep. What is?
I can't hear.
Oh.
Anyone coming through the mic?
I can hear still.
Oh, maybe it's my headphones.
If it's fine, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
I can't hear anything through my headphones, Lauren.
So I'm assuming I was saying something pretty sage, but I've forgotten what it was.
In any case.
Hello.
Well,
that was loud.
Was it? Sorry. Just to keep things rolling while we're sorting the headphones out. Just a couple of players. I just want to move on to list movement. So firstly, big round of applause for Maddie Crouch and Smithers.
Yay.
Finished up. Great careers, lads.
Good stalwarts over what's been a really hard time.
Really happy. I mean, Matt Crouch, obviously, both of them to a certain extent worked their way out of, probably some career slumps or getting called to their heads a lot from supporters and everyone sort of saying they were done a year or two ago. I think to a certain extent, Matt Crouch probably lesser because he got injured for most of this year, but I think both of them went out on a high to a certain extent. Certainly Brodie, he was looking really cooked last year and was able to come back and play a couple of good games this year and go out on a high, which was great for him. Really happy he was able to do that. In other news around delistings, obviously we've lost our maid whipping boy in Lockie Murphy has gone. He's been delisted. Harry Schonberg, Kieran Strawn and Kyle Gallagher have been delisted. And then we've re-signed Hugh Bond and Zach Taylor, which is great.
Yes.
A few others questionable in terms of like whether they'll stick around. Tex, obviously, we don't know yet whether he'll stick around. I think it seems like he's likely to hang around and play a bit more SANFL next year. We've still got Burjo on the list. Not sure what's going on with him. Obviously, Lockie Scholl's name's been thrown up a little bit as potential trade bait, as well as Jordan Butts. The latest on Jordan Butts seems to be like he'll most likely stay on, but wait and see.
Darren Burgess.
Yes, that's the biggest loss.
That's the wrong Burgess. We didn't want to lose him.
Yeah, why haven't we heard what's going on with Chris Burgess yet? Is that like a wait and see during the trade week thing, or
Who knows?
This is a question for Nuz potentially because I've
Yeah,
got
that's
no
right.
idea.
Yeah, we actually will speak to
That's
Nuz
a
very
great
shortly.
question. I have no answers for that at all.
And in terms of trade rumours, there's obviously a fair bit. Christian Petrarca has flown into Adelaide today, as I'm sure everyone is aware, allegedly for a meeting with Matty Nix and a medical at the club, which is interesting. Lauren speculated that they're probably taking him out to Fugazi for dinner.
Yeah,
So,
got to get that gnocco fritter and mortadella sandwich in him, so he wants to live here basically.
Absolutely.
that's it. There's also been footage of him hugging our mate Neil.
I didn't see that.
How much he loves Neil.
Yep.
I'm sure
They're good
Burjo's put in a
buds.
good word as well. It's not like Burjo's going to another AFL club. He's going to a multi-million-dollar football club, Italian football club, isn't
Yes.
it? So, he's never going to say a bad word about the Crows. He'll be
Yes.
like, look, going to have the facilities in a year, you know.
And the early talk.
You're going to get fit AF.
Yes.
AF. And the early talk is that we are putting up pick 14 and a future first, which for me sounds not as bad as the Bryce Gibbs deal. So
Yeah.
as long as we don't stuff it up to that magnitude, we should be all right.
Let's hope.
So, yeah, Petrarca, the Archie rumour hasn't gone away, even though he just won another premiership. Apparently that's as good as done. So
It's happening.
we'll see it if it happens. Hopefully it does.
Good mail from Nulls and also Andrew Jarman.
I know.
Yes.
Because Archie will definitely be a good piece to have in there. The other
Definitely.
rumours are George Stevens, a second-year player from Geelong, that hasn't been able to break into their team midfield, but looks like a good big-bodied midfielder. And I think wishful thinking, but Zach Bailey's name's been thrown up. Obviously, he dominated with a 3 goals, 6, 9 scoring shots in the grand final. Could have been one of the all-timers.
Should we speak to Nuz?
Oh, is he ready?
Well, he can be.
He's there.
Sure, we might as well.
Give us a
Yeah,
ring a
while
ding
we're
ding,
on the
Nuz.
topic.
While we're talking about trade and that.
Why
Sorry
not?
about the
What a segue.
Sorry about the buzzing, but I really need to charge my laptop, and that is actually what is creating this awful buzz.
Oh,
If I don't do it though, we don't have a podcast,
Yeah,
so
we'll
you'll just have
Just
to deal.
buzz nuzz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. That's great.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Nuz.
Nuzman.
Hey, guys, how are we?
Nuz. Hello. We're good. We're,
Pretty
we're
good,
better.
Nuz. Now, Dan's taken over your segment talking trade news, so
Yeah,
give us the lowdown.
And if we
I'm no longer needed,
have we
clearly.
just dropped
No.
about 50% of our audience by bringing them onto the show?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, look, where do I start? I mean, have we all recovered from the horrible finals series? Are we all feeling better now?
The fact we're even here.
I'm feeling nothing.
The fact
We're all
we're-
dead inside
fact-
instead.
Yeah, the fact we're here doing a podcast probably says we've somehow gotten to the point we can talk about it. But
Yeah,
that's about it.
How about you,
Healthy
Nuz?
healing. I'm just glad that Brisbane won and up
Yeah.
yours to the VSL.
Absolutely.
That
That,
was
did
great.
help.
Yeah, definitely helped. Well, look, let's talk trade and draft. I saw a question in the chat about who we target for the draft, but we need to talk about trade first because that has an implication on the draft, obviously later in November. So, obviously, Petrarca was seen in Adelaide today with his manager, which is Eddie Bett's wife, of course.
Ah.
Very interesting there. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Clearly, it's just touring facilities. Josh Dunkley toured Port Adelaide facilities, don't forget. So it doesn't mean anything. We just need to make sure that we put the right deal for Melbourne. We sell the idea to Petrarca and that all parties are happy because at the end of the day, he's contracted. So we have to come to the party.
I reckon, the Suns are after him too, Nuz, and I just don't reckon he'd be on the same page as Dimmer. I don't reckon they're on the same wavelength as people.
Yeah, no, it seems that we're more likely. From what I've gathered from a few, I guess, lesser sources, I'll say, is that
Cricket tragic.
Melbourne are pushing Petrarca to go to Gold Coast because they'll get a better deal for him because they're willing to give up whatever it is, pick 5, 6 or 7 for him. So Melbourne will get a better deal. Whereas if he goes to Adelaide, they'll have to put up with 2 first-rounders, which, as we know, this year's will probably balloon out to about pick 20. And next year's could be anywhere from, say, pick 8 to pick, 20 again. So we just don't know, which isn't the worst deal. I actually put a poll and a survey up on Twitter just about 2 hours ago and got about 150 votes so far. And it was, what is Christian Petrarca worth in a trade? And most people think that it's either 2 firsts or a first and a second. Mm-hmm. So lots of people have that kind of realistic point of view about, needing to get in midfield talent. It's always a risk when you get a 30-year-old, but it can pay off. We've seen examples of it working, examples not working. We just need to sometimes bite the bullet and live with the consequences. Unfortunately, we got the trauma from Bryce Gibbs' deal, but I feel this is a bit different, and Petrarca's a proven entity in the midfield. And even coming back from injury this year, like he was, he still played pretty good football, averaged 25 touches and had a couple of Brownlow votes as well. So he's still got it, and I reckon a fresh start will be good for him too.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Oh.
Who else we got? Archie, yeah. No, I mentioned that about 4 years ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
So that's happening. How I saw on Facebook, there's some West Coast fan page like a day ago that said, Archie to West Coast, guaranteed to happen. And everyone else in the post said, nah, mate, he's Adelaide bound. Yeah, so he will come to Adelaide. That's pretty much all but confirmed. Had a source tell me that that's basically a done deal, just waiting for celebrations to happen.
Yeah.
Would he be playing more of a forward role for us because he's been doing a bit of wing and back for Brisbane lately?
Yeah, I noticed that. No, on the wing, getting back to help out defence. I mean, possibly, and that would free up Curtin to go more in the midfield. So he's a great swing man. Look, if people like Archie are fantastic for the club, the culture, and like they can, especially multiple position players. So I'd hope he plays forward because that would be really tough for opposition. I mean, imagine having to face up against the big two that we got: possible Tex, Rochelle, Rankin, Neil Bullen, Keys, Archie. I mean, where do they all fit? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well, it's a lot like what Brisbane are doing to teams at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, where are the goals coming from? Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of Tex, sounds like he's going to make his decision whether or not he's playing on or retiring in the next couple of days. Is that leaning towards he's going round again, do you think, Nuz?
Yeah, well, that's what the rumours are. So it's, very divisive, it seems, on social media at the moment. Lots of people are really loving it. Just as many people are off it, to be honest. And look, it doesn't bother me as much. What I am scared of is that we can't say no to him and not play him. Yeah. That's what I'm scared of. Yeah. In terms of him signing on, no, he's great. And he's pretty much an on-field coach anyway. You go to training. He doesn't actually train. He just yells out command from the sideline. We've all been there, haven't we?
Dream.
So, isn't it, right? So he's living the dream. As long as we're all on the same page with it, he's not the full-time. But then does that stuff up your structure? And I wanted to raise a quick point about that too. For next year, see, it seemed a bit, what happened is that the wheels kind of started falling off the end of the season. The Rankin thing was just horrible. But it was already, as you mentioned, later in the season not going very well for us. I mean, we barely beat West Coast and barely beat North.
Yeah.
But it seems like every single game, Nix was a little bit desperate to win, no matter who the opposition was. And sometimes we look back in hindsight and think, well, why did we play every player against, say, Carlton when we beat them by 11 goals? Why did we play every player against that club? And that's where the good clubs who are finals ready and, have a lot of finals experience, they love to rest players. And it might just be one person, 1 week, but that makes a huge difference come finals time when you actually need to win games of footy, because we see what happens if we play too hard too early in the season, and we'll learn a lot from that.
And I imagine that'll shift again with the getting rid of the sub rule because that was one way to manage, older players or underdone players. So, yeah, I think you're right on that, Nuz. We're going to have to really have some good strategies and be brave enough to put them in place.
Yeah. Look, it's what clever clubs have been doing for years. It's no secret now, and it helped Brisbane get 2 flags. Really, I mean, they weren't playing very well. I mean, early was it last year? God, no one thought they'd even make the finals, and then they won the flag. So, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and hopefully we'll learn a lot from that. Finish off on the trade. The only other rumour that's getting about is George Stevens from Geelong, who I was chatting a lot about in his draft year. Big slider. He's an inside midfielder. He's got the size of Darcy Fogarty. He is a lump of a lad. I'm not sure if you've seen him play, but he's it's hard to explain. He's not the quickest guy, but he's got a good hoof on him. He can play forward. He can play off the half back and play as an inside midfielder. He's only played 2 games AFL, but one of those he's got a Brownlow vote.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. So fair effort playing for Geelong. Not bad. No, I was against Richmond, but the point is that people are saying, "Oh, wow, we need an A-grade midfielder. We need this guy." It doesn't mean you stop getting these types of players that are, a possible best 22 players in the future. Just because you can't get an A-grade, it doesn't mean you don't get these second, third run players. I mean, that's just dumb, right? Of course you do. You need to. It's a whole across the board approach to list management. So I think it's a really good thing to get George Stevens. He's got a lot of talent, and not getting into the Geelong side isn't anything to sneeze about. So, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
talking about sneezing, I reckon the boys should get an extra flu shot next year. How about that?
Yeah, that was shit, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The time.
Hey, I was about the draft quickly before I shoot off. So about the draft, look, if we don't get Petrarca and he ends up going to, say, Hawthorn, if the Merrick deal falls through, or the Gold Coast, or stays at Melbourne, many options, then if that falls through, we've got a couple of first rounders, names to look out for: Dyson Sharp, Sam Cumming, and there's a couple of names a bit further down that are in that murky kind of range. Cam Nan from SA, what's his name? Mitch Marsh, the cricketer, he's there too.
Yeah.
Lockie Doverston, who's the best small forward in the draft, and they always go around that kind of 13 to 20 sort of range. And there's another kid as well who might slip down a bit, but he might also go early. Noah Hibbins-Hargraves, and he's a name to look out for, a kind of rangy outside midfielder who can kick goals, and he's what I guess the modern prototype AFL player is, with that modern midfielder / forward hybrid Jordan De Goey type of player. So he's the one to look out for, Noah Hibbins-Hargraves. From Country Vic. And then down the lower order, if we do end up selling our first, we've got players like Matt Murray and Harley Barker on the wing. They're the 2 SA kids. Very hard to pick them apart from each other in terms of skill. And one last one I want to pick out is Latrell Pickett. I've mentioned him before, but he's a late bloomer. I think he's 20, 21. But he's been playing a lot of reserves for Glenelg. He's a cousin of Cozzy Pickett. And if he is even 70% of what Cozzy Pickett is, then it would be crazy not to get him. He's, laughing. And I really do think that we need to get more Indigenous talent onto our list. I really do. Even if he just sits at forward pocket and gets to a game, you're laughing. So Latrell Pickett, keep an eye out for him, and he will be in the range for us regardless of if we trade out our first rounder.
Okay.
Speaking of, just to segue into what you just said, trading out, anyone you think rumoured to be traded out of the Crows? I know Butts' name's been thrown around a little bit, but it seems he will stay. Lockie
I haven't heard a thing. I mean, I've got no doubt that the managers of players like Lockie Scholl, who can't get a game, would be speaking to other clubs. That's what good managers do. End of the day, Lockie Scholl might be backing himself in. He's still contracted. I don't know what the deal is, but I haven't heard anything, no.
And we've got Chris Burgess is hanging around too, by the looks.
Yeah, I think we've just forgotten that he's on the list. No. Poor Berger. No.
Is that a rookie listing thing, do you think? Or
I don't even think so. I think if Tex stays on, then he's going to be gone. I just can't see a world where we re-sign him, even as a rookie. And another draftee down the lower order in the 30s and 40s is, of course, Cody Curtin, Dan's brother, who just kicked 4 goals in the grand final win for the Colts over in WA. So, look, he's the kind of player that dominates against other kids his age because he's bigger than him.
Yeah.
But he did struggle in the championships against like players. So he might be one just to get for a couple of years just to keep Dan happy, but I can't see a world where we sign Bird. Surely not, right?
it seems.
Do we need him?
It seems far-fetched, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Second.
Hey, I just want to finish on a quick rumour. Not a rumour, but actually something. So I have it on good authority that Justin Reid was seen at Arden Street.
Oh.
What's he doing there?
I wonder what's going on there. The rumours about Jai Simpkin wanting out.
Yep.
Tom Powell losing midfield time, of course, for South Australia, and Dad played a couple of games for the Crows.
Ah, yep.
Yep. And, of course, Geordie Butts is being targeted by North as well, but apparently Geordie Butts does want to stay, and thank God for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
Interesting.
When you
Bless
said
you,
that,
Jordan.
I assumed you meant that Justin Reid was interviewing to go to Mel.
That's what I thought. That was another option.
Automatic. That's how automatic,
Well.
isn't it?
Hey, I might ask him later on if I get the interview that I get this year.
Yes, please.
I did ask him about the Collingwood one last time. He said he was open to moving to Collingwood, but he obviously didn't get that job. So, no, I'll get along well with Justin, so we'll see how we go. I'll chat to him about that after. And, let's just hope we get this track deal done. I just don't want to pay over for it.
Yeah,
Yes.
agree on
We've
that.
been burned by that one before.
We have.
Before you go, Nuz, do you have a hot tip for the BNF?
Yeah.
It has to be Dawson, I think. Just
Yeah, you'd think so.
wasn't all year.
Well, we were talking in the car about it.
Yeah,
but
we were talking about how it's not like the Brownlow where it's just favours midfielders. I thought maybe Josh Worrell was a smoky for it.
Yeah, well, that is interesting because he's got a lot of coaches' votes from Knicks before, so it's clearly rated internally a lot. And look, we all love Worrell. I just think he's going to get top 5 and not quite beat Dawson. I mean, Dawson has been phenomenal. Like, he was favoured for a Brownlow, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, true. But also, speaking of smokies and top 5 shoe-ins, you can't forget that phenomenal run by Rob as he was waiting for his contract.
Yeah, bloody hell. Well, thank God he signed the contract earlier on in the season. That's ridiculous.
Don't be surprised if he slides into the 5, though. We'll see.
Have we heard any specifics about how they want to make ruckman jump again? Is it that they just can't go over the centre line?
That's going to be the rule, isn't it? That they're changing it. So good timing by us to get the one ruckman who can't jump. So
I think you'll find that we had a strategy and it was try to get Draper, and then that didn't happen, so we've stuck with that.
well, look, I'm hoping Lockie McAndrew has a really good preseason.
yes, that would be nice.
Yes,
wouldn't
that
it?
would
He'd
be
be
great.
the sort of, he's quite athletic, sort of jumpy sort of a ruckman, isn't he? So if things go terribly for Rob, we've got a bit of a backup, but not a lot
Exactly
of backup.
right.
So.
Oh,
He
Nuz.
reminds me of the big O. So
Yes, indeed. Oh, Nuz, thank you very much for calling in, and we'll hopefully see you soon as you speak to Justin Reid and et cetera, et cetera.
absolutely, guys. No, thanks for having me on as always.
Lovely
Thank
to
you,
chat,
mate.
Nuz.
Take care.
Nuz.
See you,
Gotcha.
mate.
Bye.
Yeah, I thought it was solid across the board.
All right. I think we're going to talk about the women's game. So yesterday, what's that? Yesterday's
It's
game.
Mariana Reichichi, or AKA MJ. Here
MJ.
we crow. Get on it. Here we go.
She's right. Get on it. MJ, we love you. The women's game yesterday, obviously a win against the Swans by 2 points. And Ebony Marinoth, 100k. Ebony, well done.
Noffy.
In the history books. We love you, Noffy.
Legend.
Emily, well done.
Yeah, Emily Mariner.
Fantastic. 100 games, no mean feat. Have played every game for the Crowies.
And the AFLW Breast and Fairest as well. Did you hear?
No, I missed that one.
Abby
share.
Holmes, I think it was Abby, was announcing her with Matt Rowell going on the motorcade around the grand final, and
no.
she had a little bit of a Freudian slip and
wow.
said the AFLW Breast and Fairest.
Well done.
Abby had breastfeeding on the brain, I reckon.
She must have, yeah,
She's
baby
probably
brain kicked
due.
in hard. Yeah.
That is great. So the women's team obviously up and about with another win. They've lost 2 games this year and sitting 4th on the ladder. So, looking at most of their games have been pretty tight. Obviously, that Gold Coast game last week was real tight until the last quarter. They've had a couple of games like that. They've got a couple of big injuries with Caitlin Gould breaking her wrist last week, and obviously Hannah Munyard's been out since early in the season as well.
But she's having a miracle recovery.
She is a
old
bit.
Money.
I haven't heard
She's
that
already
one.
running.
Okay.
So it's possible
Interesting.
that she might be back before the finals.
That'd be
so that's great.
And
Good
then
effort.
Chelsea Randall's had a bit of delayed concussion, so he missed the last couple as well. So we haven't been at full strength. And you would looking at the ladder, Hawthorn are above us at 3rd, and we've beaten them by 20 odd points. And then there's Melbourne and North Melbourne, who seem to be the kind of benchmark.
Yeah.
We only play one of those in the minor round, so we only play North in round 10. We don't play Melbourne unless we get them in the finals. So you would think, given that we're playing all the teams below us apart from North, we're going to end up in the top 4, you would think, which is a pretty good spot. It's just going to be a matter of whether we can beat Melbourne, North Melbourne, and probably Brisbane, arch nemesis.
Yeah.
No matter where they are on the ladder, they seem to be able to beat us. So
Yes.
It feels pretty predetermined for North Melbourne this year.
it does. North Melbourne are like relentlessly good. They're just belting everybody. But Melbourne are too. So North Melbourne Grand Final seems fairly likely, but we'll see.
Yeah, Melbourne and North, they're like when you've got percentages of 316 and 294,
Wow.
They're not just winning;
they're
they
winning
are
pretty
belting,
comfortably. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
belting teams.
Joshy makes a good point here about getting those younger players rotating through the mids, helping us with those quick, slick plays.
Yeah.
And kind of shout out Sarah Goodwin, who's moved from defence into the midfield, and she has been absolutely amazing in there.
She has.
I reckon she's a big key to a lot of our success, I think.
Yeah.
She's been
Absolutely.
fantastic.
There has been some really good development, this year so far. Brooke Boylo, obviously got the Rising Star. She's been coming along really well as well.
Yes, congrats, Brooke. She's
Yes.
one tough nut. we were at the
Time.
game yesterday, and Tia Charlton is one of my favourite players. Absolute gun, and she's so head over the ball, just like gnarly. And so is Brooke. She's
Yes.
just really taking the contest on at the moment, and it's really great to watch.
It
Amy
is.
Boyle Carr's been really good too, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Lots of speed there.
there's lots of good mids coming through. Grace Kelly's been a good addition, I
She
think.
has. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's a gun. It's good to have those sisters in the team.
It is.
I think at the start of the season, I was a bit like, oh God, we've really kind of regressed, but we seem to have kind of shaken the cobwebs off a bit. It's just taking us a little bit to warm up, and they look pretty on fire at the moment, which is good.
Yeah.
Hatchie's been interesting this year. She hasn't been as prolific on the ball. She's been shifting between mid and forward a fair bit more.
Putting her in the forward line, I mean, I know it came at the expense of Caitlin Gould, obviously, which
Yeah.
stinks, but she has really been playing very well
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
has.
we're obviously not a tall forward line now that Caitlin is out.
Yeah, we
but-
noticed that yesterday when it's a real short forward line.
Definitely.
But
Marking is
she's
tricky.
still such a strong beast of a player.
Yeah.
That she's just bodying those players out of the contest and
She's got
taking
the
good
smarts,
marks, and
for sure.
and she's got a leg on her as well. So yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, that's really working out well.
Absolutely.
What else? Do you have any talking points from the game?
Me? Sorry, yes, I just vagued out.
That's all right.
Yeah, I thought, I agree with everything you said. Our disposal efficiency was not the best. That really made life hard for us yesterday, I think, and that's been a bit of a theme. But I think particularly yesterday I was looking through the stats for the players, and I don't think anyone was above 60-something%. So, a few things to improve on with that, I guess. But, it was definitely a pattern of we started the quarters really strong and then Sydney came back really strong. So to hold on at the end, I think when when it was really close, was a good effort by the girls. And yeah, I was also impressed with the crowd. I went to the last home game, and that was Father's Day, I think. So that was pretty quiet, and it looked like it was going to be quiet. And I was thinking, on a day after the men's grand final, like might not be too many people out and about. But yeah, it really filled up. It was good to see people out there, celebrating Noffy and supporting the girls. So
It's good to see lots of the Noffy t-shirts getting around.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Ben, did you have anything? I know you didn't really get to watch much.
I didn't get to. No, I had a daughter's birthday party going on, but
This is fitting with your misogynist, persona.
yeah. So it was obviously my daughter's birthday, so I just hung out with my son Henry for the day.
Oh, not even your second son, just the one son.
Yeah. Oh, it's the firstborn that counts.
You did have two.
He's obviously the heir to my immense
Exactly
fortune.
right.
I mean, you did have two
Your
boys.
name.
Yeah.
You did have two boys to outnumber the girls.
That's right. We can't have one of each. We got to redress the balance. So, no,
I hope Lily's not listening.
I'd just
to
like to say on the record, I have no issue with women. I think they're fine. I think it's good.
Good save, Ben.
No, I think what Kate was saying is, I think what probably makes me feel like we're not in that top rung like we have been in previous seasons is our lack of connection and ability to get clean transition from one end to the other to create easy scoring shots. We're still really having to work to kick a goal.
Yeah.
Whereas often we're getting slingshots against us and the opposition are getting some pretty easy run-ins or quick one-on-one goals, whereas we're having to beat packs of players.
Yeah.
So I fear for us about being able to kick enough goals when we're at the pointy end.
There are a few little parallels between the men's and women's seasons at the moment, given that they're, just that struggle to connect with the forward line. It seems to be a bit of a pattern, but we'll see.
Yep.
And just rushing disposals and working really hard for goals.
Yes.
Anyway, I've got votes. I don't know if
too.
everybody does, but all right, let's kick it off. Kate, who have you got?
I had 3 for Niamh Kelly. She had a really dominant
Amazing game.
Yeah. I was sitting. She got absolutely crunched just in front of me, and she took a sec to get up. But so tough cookie, and just got a goal. She was involved in lots of score involvements. She was excellent. I had 2 for Noffy. Again, she just her disposal efficiency has been down.
Just to clarify, I'm not actually.
Sorry.
That's like, what am I hearing voices?
I'll try to find something for the next segment.
She that was back up a bit more close to everyone else this week, and obviously she tried her heart out in her 100th, as she always does. And then I gave one to Maddie Newman. I just think she was a really cool head in the times where Sydney were pushing and coming back at us. So, but it was hard. Grace Kelly was excellent. Chelsea Bedell was always Prowse. So it's hard to choose. But
Yep, good ones. Lauren, did you have any? It's okay.
I didn't, but I can
Sorry.
probably do them off the top of my
go
head.
for
Go
it,
on.
off the cuff.
I'll give 3 votes to Sarah Goodwin.
Wow.
I'll give
She's great.
2 votes to Niamh Kelly and 1 vote to Brooke Boileau.
Yeah.
All right.
Good vibe
We can get around
votes.
that. Ben, I'm not going to ask you. I know you didn't have to.
Yeah, obviously not. No,
Too busy with your boys.
doing manly things.
I gave 3 votes to Niamh Kelly, 31 disposals, 1 goal, 1 and 710 metres gained. I gave 2 to Noffy, the milestone woman, with her. I thought she had a quiet first half. She was held to 10 disposals, but she ended up on 25 and 14 tackles, which is what she does best. And then I gave 1 to Brooke Boileau as well, I think. It was between her and Maddie, and I think Brooke Boileau, it was just nice to see her have a really standout game, obviously get the Rising Star. I think that just gets her over the line.
Yep.
Very good.
Do you have the button ready for the next bit?
What's the next bit? Oh, shit.
Been so on it till now.
You have. She's busy trying to make up some lols for the next segment. Who'd you have for the Soldiers On award, Kate?
I had Sarah Allen for the Sarah
Wow.
Allen Soldiers on.
Good choice.
Yeah, she, gosh, she makes a difference. And I know she's been back for a few weeks, but I think she was really critical, I think, to us winning, given the defensive pressure that hit at the end of every quarter. So, she's a legend, and really, really thought she, stood up tall again.
She soldiered on.
She sure did.
For the award. How about
I
you?
agree. So I'll give one vote to
All
Sarah
right,
Allen.
Sam. I have the same votes. No, I had Zoe Prowse.
Yeah.
I thought she stood really tall with some great marks when we needed them. Just those kind of Josh Worrell style, or Mark Keane, I said at one stage.
Yeah.
Back
With the flat kind of
Yes.
Back
vibe.
with like
Yeah.
6 marks,
So great.
but most of them were really important. So, great work by Zoe.
Definitely.
And that is that. Next up, we've got Richmond, our Icon Park. They're 18th. And playing them Sunday sort of around lunchtime, so you would expect us to take that one.
You'd hope so.
And did we ever explain the absence of Sam tonight, or did we just move
Oh,
on from that?
no. We didn't.
Do we
No,
need to?
he's not even part of this podcast.
Do we need
anymore.
to? I don't remember
in
you
the,
guys explaining
chat.
where I am every week.
Right, fair enough. We'll leave it as a mystery then.
Sometimes I'm not here.
Sam's in the chat.
No,
so-
Sam's got a sick wife. I think,
Yeah, and parents, so can't leave the bub with
and
anyone.
parents. Yeah. So
Speaking of Sam, let's do his segment.
Sam,
yes.
Sam might not have wanted us to air out his dirty laundry.
I think he does it for us, doesn't he?
He's saying sorry, but I don't think he really is.
If you want to know what's in the spring, get into Rowan Jarman.
But get well soon, Lizzie and Sam's parents.
Yes, indeed.
All great contributors
Sam,
to
we don't care if you come back.
listening to the pod.
That's
Just
lies.
kidding.
Lauren had to deal with the tech issues today. She does want you to come back.
It's fine. I was very zen about it.
You were.
wasn't I?
You actually really were.
Yeah.
Family, Marnie, get well.
Yes.
All right, what do you
so-
got?
What's in this spring?
What is in this spring?
Look, I want to bring it back to Snoop.
Yes.
Sorry, but I thought Snoop was sick.
Yep, he was great. Loved it.
You're right there. Everyone who poo-pooed on the Snoop, well, you were wrong, and I was right. I told you it'd be good.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't remember.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I had no doubts. Ben, opinions on
I
Snoop?
didn't watch it.
No,
I mean,
that's
he
right.
just had to be Snoop, didn't he? Because he definitely wasn't singing.
Yeah, and again,
That's all he needs to do.
I think we do need to inform these stars that we do want to hear the lame songs, i.e.
Yeah.
we want to hear Menu Log, and Katy Perry should have done Hot and Cold last year. Someone should have told her,
Yeah, that was
you
dumb.
don't understand that this song is iconic in our culture.
Yes.
So, someone needs to tell them before they
What-
perform that
what
they
I
need to
love-
do these cringe songs.
What I love is the scale of good to shit in the AFL entertainment is Meatloaf. And if you're better than Meatloaf, then you're great. Like,
Exactly.
you just have to
So
be better.
true.
Just be better than Meatloaf. If you're
Vardy's
better,
saying that
that's
Ned
great.
McHenry described Snoop as dreadful. Ned McHenry is literally the last person on earth I would go to for any opinion on culture or pop culture.
Oh, that gets me up to second last.
That's right, Ben. You're next.
That just shows Ned McHenry has no idea.
Oh, that's hilarious.
To be honest, I don't have any other goods apart from Noffy's 100th, which we've already spoken about. And
I do.
Please go on. Please go on.
My good was Bailey Smith's sniff. Bailey Smith's headband getting knocked off in the tackle.
Yeah, it's funny because I actually said to Matt before the game started, he came up on the screen and I was like, as long as his headband comes off at some point, it's going to be a good grand final.
It was great. It wasn't pulled off or anything. It just fell off. It was like he lost his powers. It was like Samson getting his hair cut. Just the headband falling off.
I love
It was symbolic.
Absolutely. Yeah. I had a good as well.
Yes, please,
It
Kate.
was Brodie Smith doing the motorcade. He was wearing a Charlie Cameron badge, which I
Yes.
loved. It was so good.
Good
I
friends.
think,
Yeah.
speaking of Charlie Cameron, that was another good
yeah.
Charlie after being, probably looking like he was almost on the way out in the finals to come and kick 4 goals, looking like he was going to kick another couple maybe. Amazing turnaround by Charles.
And as Dan Gorringe pointed out on his podcast today, did you notice that Charlie was talking to himself before he would go for a set shot? And the lip reader that I don't know if Dan's reading lips, but saying you love this shit. You love this shit.
Ah, that's great.
I mean, what better motivator?
Such good self-talk. Love
Very
it.
good. Any other goods?
I got one a bit more left field. So what's in this spring? In our yard, we have a lot of lemons and a lot of eggs at the moment.
This is Ben's backyard areas, isn't it?
It's close, but it's
You're
more.
trying to,
It's
like-
more.
It's more springtime.
Bon appetito, Benny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what's that
Are
one?
you making
I haven't
eggs,
heard that.
Benny? Is Ben making eggs, Benny?
No. So lemons and eggs. I managed to convince Lily for her birthday cake to have a lemon meringue pie.
Oh, well done.
So
Did you bring any in tonight? No.
no, sorry.
You can bring in a jar of lemon curd
Geez,
next week if you want.
It did turn out, very nicely.
Awesome.
So I haven't made a lemon meringue pie in years, and
I've never made one ever in my life.
They look really spectacular with when you get your little spoon upside down and get the little peaks and they colour up a bit more.
Get the blowtorch out or the flamethrower. With the
Experts don't need blowtorches. You just
Use a lighter.
cook it right in the oven. It's fine. So that was a very, very tasty twist on a birthday cake. Had a birthday
Excellent.
pie.
Love it.
Oh, I love
There you
it.
Very cool.
Yes, here we
Good
grow,
effort.
Quirky. The Adelaide Growies.
Footwear sacrificed at half price and equipment slashed to half price. Rowan Jarman's huge half price sale. Don't miss it.
Obviously, the first bad is Sam's family being sick, which we were remiss
yeah,
to bring
that's
up
terrible.
earlier.
Jezza not getting subbed off with a broken arm.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? Just
What?
get him off. Just get him off.
You got to feel for Stanley that they thought him with two good arms didn't beat a one-armed Cameron.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Like I know
Yeah.
he's older than that, but geez, got to give him a break.
Also bad.
I don't think he was going to make the difference at that point.
No, also bad. Poor old Danger. Not only having a bad game, but also knocking Cameron out and breaking his arm in the one move.
Yes.
Yeah, after doing a poo, as Dan Corrigan also pointed out.
Apparently, I don't know where we got that intel from, but
The other bad was Geelong's Mad Monday and Bailey Smith just going off on the socials. Probably put your phone away for Mad Monday, Bailey,
Is that
because
right?
giving Carrie some material.
giving Caro some material, like you don't want to upset Caro. And also, there was one post he made about Charlie Curnow. So he's just, getting his mitts into the trade chat.
I dare say.
You guys you gotta be careful there.
I dare say this is going to be an interesting off-season for Bailey Sniff.
It certainly is.
There's going to be a lot going on.
Absolutely.
It's almost as if he's allowed to push boundaries and there's no ramifications, so he's just going to keep pushing him a little bit
I
further.
know.
Yeah.
It's almost as if that's the case.
He's
I
definitely.
mean, his ego just out of control at the moment. Like,
It's like the gentle parenting of him by the AFL isn't working.
Yeah,
get worried
I've
his actual
heard-
parents.
I've heard AFL House is relocating to Torquay just to reduce the commute in terms of having to get to his house.
He's going to need a full-time babysitter this off-season, I reckon.
Yeah.
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 It's
Interesting.
concerning. And still on the Geelong train with the bads, but Catman, wow, that's a real, he's just broken down. He doesn't know what's going on.
It's just absolutely disgraceful. I am a sovereign citizen and I refuse to accept that loss in that manner.
Warren, is that you?
I'm a sovereign citizen, therefore we don't play by the current rules. We won a qualifying final from second place on the ladder. That to me means we have a credit. So we went into the prelim. We went into the prelim with credit. Won the prelim, still got a credit. Get to the grand final, and look what happens. Now, I don't accept this, and nor should any Geelong supporter. We should have that credit.
Now, I don't know if the federal police have found Desi Freeman yet, but I reckon I've got a hot tip on where he might be.
Far out.
That is hilarious. And
Oh, yeah.
please, Crows fans out there, we do not need a Crows man. We do not need
No.
one. We don't need
Hell
anything
no.
resembling the Catman.
However-
So if you were thinking about it, don't do it.
However, we should have a credit.
Well, yeah,
But this credit idea,
a
tell-
finished top credit, surely.
Yeah.
So.
I'd love
Two
to go
credits.
back and look at all Geelong's premierships and see how many credits the other teams had and they beat them.
Sam's throwing out some bads in the chat, and
Let's see
he
it.
did say Catman before I got to it. But the mark and goal of the year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, just average as.
Very weak. Very weak.
Like that goal of the year was just like boring.
It looked like a goal that would happen quite often
Yeah.
throughout a weekend, but just because it was a winning goal, they've decided no, that's the go. But yeah, no, it was nothing spectacular about it.
He's also put in here bad Goiter congratulating Dacos before Rao.
I had that one.
That's
Shocking.
That is shocking. Like, okay, you want a guy to win it, but it's not up to you.
That's so bad.
How about like just be graceful. And it's shocking. Like Nick Dacos probably, I'm sure it probably hurts him that he's missing out by that little bit. But does he really care deep down? Probably not.
No.
What he wants is the flag and wants to win the premiership. You know.
But it just goes a long way to why I'm feeling pretty disaffected at the moment in total with the AFL. Just the way they've got their favourites and they've got to pony up to them. Like you've got Smith after shouting down a photographer, and then Dylan trying his best to get on the red carpet with him.
Yeah,
you've got Dylan saying now we need really a podium for the Brownlow because our favourites aren't quite winning it, so we need to give everyone a medal.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I know people don't agree with like the voting system.
Sure, that's fair.
I still think that the umpires should probably get to watch a replay of the game to confirm their votes and like have another look at it. But I think it might have actually been Dylan that said like the beauty of the Brownlow is that it's a different kind of vision. Like it's a different kind. It's what the umpires are seeing. They're seeing the things that aren't necessarily statistics, if I can speak. They're seeing the impact on the ground and things like that. I think the only thing is that it's such a midfielder's medal because like all the contests happen in that little middle section.
Yes.
And they're the ones that are around the ball the most. So
I'd actually prefer they switched it around. So at the moment, every week they'll say, who got the coaches' votes, blah, blah, blah. I'd actually be happy every week if we got these are the players who got the umpires' votes, and then they keep it secret who the coaches all voted for, and that could be our Brownlow. They just go through coaches' votes in the Brownlow count, and that's what the surprise is. I think it would be, as they said, they do their review, they then make a considered decision as opposed to what the umpires do. You can still have an umpires award. I just think as the most prestigious award, I just don't feel like the Brownlow's it anymore.
It's a lot of pressure for the umpires to have to think of who the best player was when you're in the heat of the game.
It's fair to say I disagree with some of the decisions they make on the field. So
I know.
One thing I do find funny is like that whole uproar about the Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller. Like without a shadow of the doubt, he won that game against Melbourne. However, St Kilda were shit for 3 quarters, and he wasn't as effective in those 3 quarters as he was in that last quarter.
I'd say probably a bit better than Viney, though.
Oh,
I didn't watch it.
Viney was pretty good throughout that game. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched the replay, obviously. I watched it live.
I think in impact, if you can kick the last 2 goals in 3 minutes. And
it does seem obvious.
Claw your team over the line.
It does seem obvious on face value, but yeah, I think there could be an argument for full game versus 1 quarter, potentially.
Maybe.
Quirky said that Dylan's count pace was ace though. And I
Yes,
got to
that
agree.
was good.
Snappy. I couldn't believe that it was finished by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's bedtime. I can go to bed on it and I know who
Stay
won.
up. Yeah. I agree with that, but I feel like the rest of the broadcast also was so awkward. It was so awkward. It just was, they were trying to be like too somber about it.
I'm sorry, but Hamish is a terrible host.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, it feels like they've never hosted one of these ever. This is like the first time they've ever put this on.
I feel like Hamish was taking it like it was too casual. Like it was his unfiltered interview show
like
or
he
something.
didn't give a shit about what was happening.
These questions are lame. Like, I don't know. It was just like,
it was.
cringe.
I did not enjoy the broadcast of it at all.
And also, I don't think we need a musical act during the Brownlow, honestly, because no one is looking.
Who was it? I didn't watch it.
It was just some viral shit song.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what it was.
The song was familiar, but
it's a TikTok song. But it's just like one of those things where it's like literally no one is looking at these dudes on stage. Not a single person was looking in their direction. No one cares.
It's the wrong time.
Just keep doing the votes. We don't need music. Please don't.
Yep. Agree.
Awful.
Yeah.
All right. My last bout, does anyone have any
I
others?
just had Caitlin Gould's wrist, but
that sucks.
I had the back-to-back victories of Media Guy of the Year being Kane Corns, mainly because I know there's a Media Guy of the Year award that's being talked about, and apparently Corns is the pinnacle of what our AFL footy media is now. He's not an outlier. He is what we should all aim to be.
They obviously don't ask anyone who consumes media.
Who do you think should win it, Ben?
Well, I'm not saying he's the worst, but to say he's the best, I hate AFL media at the moment, so I
Yeah.
struggle
Actually,
to find
that's-
anyone
that's in the
that I'd
bad.
actually like.
Yeah.
Well,
AFL
my-
media.
I think for
thing.
me, if there was an AFL media person that I think is doing the best job at the moment, it would be James Bartell.
Yes.
Yeah, no, you're right there.
I agree. And he might be about to step out of the media and into a football
it.
club
Yeah,
bring
he
again.
knows he's better
back
than that.
Daisy
Yeah.
Pearce.
Look, my last bad is being a Crows fan. And I think, we can actually blame a lot of that on AFL media while we're on the topic because,
Yes.
we've been talking about it amongst ourselves in our little group chat the last couple of weeks. It just seems like, and, I know Phoenix from Crowcast is on the same page here, but it just feels like the AFL media has just totally turned into a complete negative vortex for not just the Crows, for most teams. What joy are we getting out of this game now? Because there's no happiness or fun really at all in the media. It's all just critical, negative. What are these teams doing shit? What can they do better but they probably won't do? Like, we were listening to Dan Does Footy on the way here, Dan and I, and Kingy is saying how Brisbane should sack Chris Fagan and ask the question of Chris Scott to come over as a fresh voice. When you are, I know.
A what?
That was 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago, but it's like
this week.
but it's like that example of
Yeah.
like just a bullshit narrative just for the sake of like a talking point. What? Like
Yeah.
I just don't.
And when
I just can't handle it anymore.
And when you think about it, they're technically being negative about 17 teams versus the one that's good. The one that's won the premiership. Everyone else is doing something wrong,
and even
and
then,
you can't
like
all win it.
the AFL media was shitting on Brisbane like for a small period of time
Yeah.
there, and they're not going to be able to do it this year. They're not going to be able to pull it off this year. And it's like,
And the commentators on the game kept saying no one gave Brisbane a chance this week. And I was like, I did. What?
It's just you
What?
guys, the
Are you-
media.
Yeah.
I heard a guy on Triple M, one of the Triple M commentary team, I don't even know who it was, asking, how can Bailey Smith still get the Norm Smith here? Like they were like 6 goals down at that point and he'd done fuck all.
Oh my
I was just
God.
like, are you people serious?
Yeah.
Well, even the main
worst.
commentary this week was how it was going to be the most irresponsible decision ever to have Lockie Neal play in the grand final. And then it doesn't matter if you're wrong. It's just that you have to have this strong opinion all week so that people engage. The result and how accurate you are is irrelevant. It's just about
Exactly.
how much attention you bring to yourself.
That's right.
And, as Crows fans, we all feel like the media is just constantly shitting on us from all angles. And sometimes we deserve it, but sometimes you just want to be able to support your team without having all of these but this or, this negative aura surrounding it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what's really giving me the shit at the moment and
Yeah.
why I'm just off it completely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. No, I
Well,
agree.
I've done a Dan and uninstalled old Twitter off the phone. It's just seems no point.
Yeah, we're not on Twitter much at the moment because we've all logged out. We can't handle it.
I haven't
apart
been on it
from-
for years.
Apart from all the noise around it, the end of our year and the Rankin saga, etc., the only football media I was consuming over the last kind of 4 or 5 months was Dan Gorringe's podcast, and honestly, that made it a little bit more fun because he just talks about all the fun shit that happens, mainly, and cursing Collingwood, which is also awesome. So
There you go. And the only one I'm listening to is our friend Michael from earlier in the year, Junk Time.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yeah.
It's just really hard to enjoy much of anything at the moment, footy related.
it is
Yeah.
good when you do have a bit of choice to go off of mainstream media into podcasts, though, and like Marnie Vinyl also has some really good takes in media, more written media, but that's an option as well. You can see a different point of view.
Yeah, I really do. I've said this in our group chat, but I really do advocate for, just in general with the media, to picking and choosing what you get involved in and when, because, it very quickly saps any joy or energy that you have for anything important in life. And that's what it's designed to do. So I just think it's a microcosm of that, to be honest. So I sometimes I'll be on this podcast and you guys are all talking about something and I'll be like, oh, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah.
But that's why. And, I preserve what energy I have for it, and try not to buy into just the circle jerk of headlines. So,
like-
I definitely think that can burn you out really quick and rob you of important things.
And I would throw us some suggestions of how we can turn this around as, a podcast and as, not mainstream media, because
100%.
It's fun to do this, and we can, we talk about negative things a lot, but, we try and at least put a positive spin on things and try to enjoy what we can. So if you're out there and you're like, yeah, I'm sick of this too, I don't know, how do we change this? Let's make a change and boycott.
Yes.
Boycott Channel 7.
Yes.
Boycott Triple M.
Exactly.
Boycott Footy on 9. Boycott.
Boycott it. If it's making you feel negative, boycott it.
And, I think with Dan Gorringe's podcast, he's forced himself into being recognised by the AFL to a level. He has enough sway and following and interest from people they otherwise aren't reaching very well, I think. So, I think that's that's the front end of kind of the kind of thing we're all behind a little bit. He's kind of leading the charge because he's got already some personality and notoriety.
I mean, it's beneficial for him as well to be a former player, of course.
Totally, of course.
Of the system and stuff, so
has connections and definitely.
What about 5AA? Sam says, flog them off as well.
See,
I can't handle it.
Yeah, see, I rarely listen live. I'll listen to the odd interview when I pick it out of the podcast. I just.
Vardy's also put here the number of Collingwood and Hawthorn supporters who gave it to Adelaide hard for a fortnight, while simultaneously presuming they'd make and win a grand final, was interesting.
Yeah,
we got trolled a few weeks in a row there. One of the weeks I wasn't here, but that is how immature do you have to be? I mean, I know I'm 40 years old, but I'm not going to other clubs, podcasts and pages and trolling them or leaving stupid comments. Grow the fuck up.
I think where things change the paradigm on negativity is things like that Dan Gorringe podcast, where it's more seeing the funny side or the fun side of football rather than just always the serious side. We can get serious about wanting to win, etc. But when it comes to just negative shit about players and what they do from day to day, and the coach's shit and blah blah blah, just those things are what sucks the energy out. So it's finding those those common threads of people that are positive, not necessarily about positivity, but more just seeing the fun side of it as a game. I think that's it.
Yeah, and I would say that's what drew me to this podcast as a fan. Is you guys were just clearly not trying to be experts and trying to just have a laugh and enjoying footy together. So got to get.
And that
back
was
to
when
that.
we were shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
I'm not sure about this.
100%.
Clearly not trying to be experts. So.
Okay, well, you clearly were trying to be experts.
Maybe you, Ben.
More like trying to be comedians.
Whoa, we weren't experts.
Sam thinks he is. Just kidding, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
anyway.
I think, it will – footy's gone on a bit longer this year than the last few, and I think a little break will do us good, freshen up. But, we can go – it's been a big we've exceeded our expectations, then we've failed our expectations. So it's been a big emotional roller coaster this year. The trajectory's been pretty neck breaking. So.
And we are coming into that fun time, which is trade period.
Yeah.
Trade period's always a bit of fun and a bit of a
Yep.
laugh. So if we can, just let's carry on the trade period energy throughout the season, people. It's
hold
fun
everything
and
a bit
silly.
more lightly.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's it. Do we have anything else to cover off?
I really don't think so.
Ben, do you have some backyard stuff you want to talk about, or you're not prepared?
I don't normally need notes to chat about my yard, but there's a lot going on.
Is there a stinger? Do you want to give him a stinger?
There is a stinger.
Oh, I don't have one.
You can't just talk about it, Ben.
Sorry.
Maybe you can.
Oh, wait, hang on.
You did try to Trojan horse it into Sam's segment.
I haven't
earlier.
been changing the scenes this whole time, but I think we've got one for Ben. Hang on.
Yeah, there is a Ben one.
Here we go.
Oh, it's supposed to do the song, but it doesn't. So it's just got the weird video of Ben being Don Burke.
Okay, good. All right.
Yard.
All right, next week, if we can have the Rolf Harris version, that'd be great. Well, they're both problematic, all right? So, anyway, so my disaffection with football has resulted in a lot of energy being placed into my yard. So
Amazing.
about 2/3 of the way through edging the lawn finally. It's a fair old trench I'm putting in there. I'm trying to keep that kikuyu is not getting out of my lawn space. It is staying out of the garden beds. So
edging's a word that has two meanings these days. So just to clarify, it's a garden thing.
We are in the Ben's backyard segment.
I think it was pretty,
not the
pretty
Ben's
self-explanatory.
segment. Not the Ben's behind segment.
I have gone to town. I don't know if this is a double entendre or not, but I've really hacked back a hedge.
Ben's backhand.
Everything sounds dirty now.
I bought a weeping mulberry.
Ew.
That's gross.
And a weeping
You might want to get that checked.
Japanese pagoda tree. So,
Oh, not the pagodas.
Some exotic tastes.
something for everybody. But yeah, no, it's
Just watch out for your pagodas when you think.
and we have an absolute forest of weeds that I'm just trying to take just one section at a time. But yeah, no, it's been really, I've been finding my direction is getting back into the garden and away from the football.
Yeah. Very good.
Well,
Very good.
amidst all the laughing, I heard none of what you said, so good. But I mowed the lawn yesterday after
good
the
stuff.
footy, so that was nice. It's starting to look, it's looking all right, just in time for dying off in summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You
Bit
got
of
a
water.
weedy lawn, or is yours?
It's pretty weedy.
Is it? Yeah.
You still haven't been around, Ben.
No. I
Maybe this our off-season meeting will have to be at my house.
haven't. Sounds good.
Yeah, it can't be at mine. I don't need Ben looking at my lawn. It's not good.
I'm pretty judgmental.
Yeah, you would be.
Yeah.
Mine definitely needs some edging.
You'd probably actually just be like, wait here and go home and go get all of your stuff and bring it back to try and fix it. Be a good project for you, actually, I reckon, Ben.
Well, I, for one, am glad we made time for your segment.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah, it's definitely the good pick-me-up we needed it.
Absolutely.
Now, we're for those listening, we're likely going to have next week off with the public holiday and return the week after to cover off the two women's games. More likely to do fortnightly for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before you know it, it'll be Christmas time. Time for the Christmas special.
I think by Christmas you mean trade period. again?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
All of
right.
the above.
Oh,
Yes.
the only other bit now that no one's listening anyway. I'm not sure. I just thought I'd mention. Obviously, everyone's dying to know, and I did actually win our fantasy
Oh, well done, Ben.
competition.
Yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Well done, everybody. Yes.
So yeah, I limped
you? I
over the
didn't-
line. It was a tight one between me and Jake, but
I didn't actually check the end result after I got knocked out of the prelim.
didn't you? No, you stepped away. But yeah, no, I just got over the line against Jake.
And what was your final overall rank there?
I
Ben?
dropped a little bit, so I finished 445.
Oh, that's not bad.
So
The
still
top 500.
all right.
That's really
but I
good.
Did you get a hat out of that?
You've got to get to 100. So
Oh,
but
They are tight asses.
it's tight. Well, yeah. Did you heard about the winner is not the winner?
oh
Yeah,
yes.
that
Did
is-
that? Yeah.
That
Brody's brother.
that should be in the bad.
You got to read those terms and conditions.
Yeah. So the brother of Brodie Grundy wins himself a car and then doesn't win himself a car. So I haven't
Sorry,
heard.
mate, you're an
Does
idiot.
that mean second now gets the car? I don't think they were very clear.
Surely.
The official AFL Fantasy podcast have been very quiet on
In
it.
that
I
right,
think,
yeah, right.
I think that particularly since they interviewed this guy several weeks before he won it, and no one mentioned the fact that he maybe can't win that car because no one seemed to be aware.
Wow.
I thought
maybe
that would
they
be
were.
so obvious though. Like,
Yeah, it's some interesting. It's almost the AFL itself. Normally they're on top of all these things. They're really good at making decisions and being on top of all these sorts of things. So it's really really unlike them.
they never really like let something happen and then decide later that was wrong.
No,
No.
And just since you brought up fantasy as well, the AFL Women's Fantasy League is going with Damon on top, who is, what's his team called? Zippy something.
Good effort,
I've
Damon.
just lost the ladder. But my team, Chelbo, let's go, sort of second to last. So not going well.
I think I'm carrying us in that competition actually, and I'm halfway down the ladder.
Yeah. And I thought I was actually not doing as bad as that. So that's disappointing. I just looked at the ladder for the first time this year. Matt C is at the bottom, so he's helping me out a little bit.
I'm 12th out of 18, so
It's all right. That's better than where I am.
I'm not halfway, but better than you.
And obviously Ben, did us a solid by not joining, so we could.
Our mate
Snapey.
Slapey's is
Yeah,
up
I was just
there.
about to say
on
that.
5th.
Cool.
Cameron up at 5th. Doing
And
all right.
Hendo is 8th. So, they're carrying us at the moment. Everyone else is like a rando because I had to put the league on public.
We do have
that's good
Danny
enough.
B in there, Barney's. I do know her.
Oh, is she
Danny
in there
Brown-
too?
Danny Brown, yeah.
Is she beating me? Nah, sucked in, Danny.
But, good. I'm probably going to lose interest since I'm 17th. But anyway,
Fair enough.
it's been fun.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Anyway, thanks everyone for listening in. If you're there, appreciate you joining us on the chat. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to talk more about the women's. Hopefully, another couple of wins coming up for them. We'll be heading towards trade period. I don't know. I haven't looked at the dates of when it starts.
Well, trade radio's already on.
Trade
so
radio's on, but no one's listening.
pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty soon.
But no, thank you for joining us so far this year. It's been interesting to say the least.
Yep.
It was good for most of it.
It was.
It was bad for a little bit, but here we are. And hopefully the women's can do all right in the finals and don't have to play North Melbourne or Melbourne much. We'll see.
We will.
All right. Thank
We'll
you,
be
Kate.
back.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Lauren.
Thanks. Nice
for
to be back.
doing the controls.
Thanks
Yes.
for holding down the fort on
Thanks.
my mental health breakdown.
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Anytime.
Thanks, Nuz, for calling in and giving
Yeah.
us some actual, news
Content.
things, some expert opinions.
Yes.
Free agency is this Friday.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, wow.
There you
Well,
go.
that's when
It's all
Petraka's
happening.
going to sign that
And
line and have
the-
a celebratory dinner at Fugazi.
And
Another free
Excellent.
agent.
And the trade period
never
commences
mind.
next Monday.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
Well, it'll be a Monday
go.
dinner.
Well, the good news is when we're back, we'll be able to talk about what happened in trade weeks. Is it still 2 weeks, Ben?
10 days.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So
Yep.
basically. Anyway,
Good one.
we're literally going now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.